Welcome back to Pastor's Coffee, guys. This is episode 34. I'm Brooks. This is Stiff. Stiff, let the world know what's been going on this week. How are we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. This
Yeah.
week's been we had an outreach event Monday. That went well. Handed out some bracelets and stickers and flyers and about the youth group and the church, and so that was fun.
Good.
We went disc golfing, and I did all right, 1 under par, so we're
Really
getting
good.
there.
Yeah, that's really good.
So in our little summer flex league here in Cumberland. So that's been fun. We got with Deacon and his wife here at the church, and
Nice, man.
kind of our weekly thing. So it's been fun.
That is cool.
But other than that, working hard on school every single day, every single hour. That's a complete lie, but um, I have been working on it. So, but
Good.
how's your week been going?
Oh, it's just been peachy, buddy. No, it's been a good week. It's been busy. I speak 5 times this week, so it's been pretty busy with a lot of different speaking engagements, and but it's been good. I've been in the Word a bunch, and been working on school. Played softball games beginning of the week. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that was playoffs. We lost double elimination. So next week, either win or we're done. So,
yeah,
but it's been fun.
yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
done
Our
or
yeah, our playoffs were end of July, so we've been done for about it was last week, I guess.
okay? Yeah.
Um, we we won. No, we lost our first game,
Mm,
and then we beat some. I don't know how the bracket worked, but we somehow beat the number 1 seed. Um, and then we lost the next game.
mm.
We were so inconsistent to
Man,
where that's exactly how it went.
that's tough.
Um, but yeah, we lost our first game, won our second game, won the third game, lost the fourth.
Yeah.
So, but we don't do it week. That was 4 games in 2 days. So
Wow.
so
Yeah.
we were hustling.
That's a ton. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
it's been
uh
fun.
I was playing catcher
No
there.
worries.
Got some outs at first, outs at home as
Okay.
well.
There you
So
go.
I was out there catching it up and
Good work.
yeah, hitting. That's what it is. Singles, but can't do everything. Can't be the best at everything. But
It's hard being the best. It is.
it really is.
It's difficult.
It's hard being the best at everything. But I got to be humble and let other people
Exactly.
get the home runs. We had 2 home runs on the year as a team, so we did
You could
great.
have, but again,
I
it's
tried to
true
keep it
shine of
humble. Yeah,
humility. That's it. That's it. And I'm
yeah,
proud of you for
and
that.
and I only acted like I can't run fast. So I'd go down first,
Exactly.
just jogging.
Well,
You
you're
know,
trying to point people back to the Lord because if the Lord gives one guy everything, it's like,
that'd be
what's going on here?
yeah,
So,
exactly. So, but
oh
but yeah,
man,
it was fun. I'm excited to hopefully do it next year and but yeah, disc golf and throughout the summer into the fall and then the winter comes around and I guess I'll be indoors. So
and
basketball,
find you a
but
basketball league, men's league.
that'd be fun. I was
It's
cooking
so fun.
last night with the
Are you
youth.
really? Are
Yeah,
you really?
yeah.
They
But
still been
hey,
talking
they're
trash.
excited for when you come down.
Still been talking
Um,
trash.
talking trash. They've been looking at your
Okay.
highlights, trying to see how good you are. One dude, Braylon, who probably is watching this, he was like, dude, that man he just pulls up from anywhere and he just makes it. And I was like, yeah, that's about it. But
Oh, that's too
so
funny.
they're
Yeah,
excited.
we'll
They're
make
gonna
an
put the
appearance.
clamps on you though, apparently. So
We're gonna have
we're
to
gonna,
see. So
yeah. So,
that's funny.
but
Um,
hopefully
I
we can do that before you have to go whenever you come down.
yeah, it'll be fun. Um, I've been pretty excited um about this Sunday about about my message. And I heard an illustration,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to use it in Sunday, but I was considering it, so I'll share it now.
Hmm.
And uh, I'm sure that you've heard this, or people watching this have heard it. Um, but you ever seen like stained glass windows, and like the fact that like there's all these different pieces put together to make one thing, but there's all these
Hmm.
cracks. They're all cracked. You've probably heard this before, but
I haven't.
I never realized that from the beginning why they did it that way is to symbolize the body of Christ, and how when it was a picture of Christ, in the stained glass windows, that every piece broken, cracked, making up a different thing, but they all, when the sun would shine on it, they would all light up this picture, and they would all glorify it despite their cracks and
Hmm.
everything wrong. And that meant so much to me.
Yeah.
Thinking about, because I was studying this and being the light of the world, and how we get so caught up into, like, kind of the things that we lack in uh, different parts of our life, but all of these,
Yeah.
but the stained glass windows, all these cracks to make up the bigger picture, the body of Christ. So that was kind of encouraging to me. But I'm going to
Yeah.
be in Genesis 37 this week, looking at Joseph and his brothers throwing him into the pit, and
Hmm.
um, understandably, after he said that everyone's going to bow down to him, I'd probably want to kill him too after that.
Probably.
Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and
Yeah. I've
excited to
never
see
heard that.
what the Lord will
I've
do with that.
I've never heard that illustration before, and I think
It's the
I
first
think
I'd seen of it.
yeah, and I think you can even go a little farther and say, um, and the purpose of that was the purpose. But then if you can take it a little farther and say, if we all aren't doing our part in the church and say the light shines and all of us are glowing, and then there's
You'll
just
see. Yep,
that
you'll see
one
it.
dark spot,
Yep.
you're really going to point out. And I think it's important for us to not just, no, we were talking about this a little bit last night in our small group. We're going through a book and about biblical manhood with me and the guys, and then
Yeah.
Albina doing what she's doing with the girls. But, and it was asking if you're truly a disciple or a church member. And I think that was, it's interesting to point that out, because a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm a church member," and you automatically kind of think, "Oh, they are saved, and they're baptized, and so obviously they're all good." But you can see even church members are, they aren't necessarily, maybe not even saved. Maybe they got baptized and maybe they proclaim salvation. And that's not for us to judge. But in their hearts and in your hearts, and when you get people to shine when you're trying to show Christ into the world, is your life truly shining for Christ, or is it for yourself? You
Yeah.
know, and I think we often kind of look past. We often look at church and say, we have to be there. I'm going to be there Sunday morning, and I'm going to kind of check off the box. But I think a lot of people come to church and they're checking off that box, but they're not really working on their heart. And they may not even want to be there, but they just feel like, God commands it, the Bible commands it, um, and that they feel like they have to be there because of, checking off a box for heaven points one day,
Yeah.
And I think it was a good question. Are you truly a disciple who's humbled enough to sit under the teaching of Jesus? Or are you thinking of yourself as this church member who is, has a standing with this church or this building or whatever, and not as a member of the body of Christ, which is the church, not the building? And so that's something I took out of that. So,
Well, to piggyback, I had a really good meeting with a pastor in the area. That I have a ton of respect for, a lot of love for. Really appreciate him taking the time to do that with me. But beginning of the week, and we had talked about this before, but just kind of different things along those lines. And um, there was something else that was said, um, that made me think it's our job to be looking for those people in the congregations that are actively doing that, that are actively making disciples and wanting to be discipled. And I think a lot of times, like from our perspective, we need a lot of volunteers and people to help out in the ministry. But this is across the board, church as a whole. And there's one thing that was said, and he kind of alluded to this, but if you ask everyone, you ask no one. Okay.
mm-hmm,
Because if you go from the pulpit and say, okay, we need help in this area, who can help? Some people will feel differently than others, and sometimes you'll get the wrong people to respond to that.
yeah,
But But for us to be looking at people and seeing their lives and seeing the gifts that God's given them and them not using that, by us asking them to do that, makes them feel so much more empowered and lets the Lord work on their heart even more. Whereas in a big group setting, they might not feel that urge that they would until you're asking them one on one. So I
Yeah.
think those people that we talk about, difference between a church member and a disciple, a church member, sure, they want to just help out with whatever they can, but where's their heart in it? Are they gifted to do it? Has God given them this calling to do that? Whereas whereas for the disciple maker, they want to do what God's called them to do, and I think that's the distinction. That's on us to kind of look at that and let those people use their gifts. So
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a great point. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about that?
I don't think so.
That
No.
was just so you guys know, we weren't planning on talking about that. That
Yeah,
just kind of came up,
that's the
and
Lord. That's good. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what you got for this week. Um, so are you truly a disciple of Christ? And I think that's a question that we all need to ask, even as pastors. Um, we often go through the motions as pastors. We come into the office, whether or not we start work after lunch or not. Um, but are we truly in it for Christ and not for ourselves? Because as pastors, we sometimes get hate, but a lot of people look up to us, and I think a lot of people, they, not that we're celebrities, but when you look at the church, when you're looking at the church website, one of the first people that you see is going to be the pastor. Um, and I think it's important for us to be a true, humble disciple of Christ and to truly have that attitude and not just be a leader in the church necessarily. Um, and so I think when people see us, humble disciple under Christ,
Yeah.
then that will point them to that, to be that as well. Um, and so, anything else on that?
I think so.
Okay. So, this week, we wanted to roll with the top 5 blind rankings because we've been enjoying it. And so football's starting up in September. So I'm excited about that. We'll be starting back our predictions, and so that'll take this time up. But until then, today we got top 5 blind rankings. And our 2 categories are movies and TV shows. And so I'm going to be giving Brooks top 5 movies, and he's going to rank them blindly, and then he's going to give me top 5 different TV shows. So, who's going first?
I'll go first.
So I'm
For
ranking,
you.
or you're ranking?
No, for you're gonna rank.
Okay.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
TV shows first. Okay. Out of your top 5, where are you placing Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai. Here's my opinion about Cobra Kai.
You did watch that, right? You did, right?
I've watched the first half of it, like the
Okay, that's
first
what I thought.
half of the TV show.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
First couple seasons. I think kind of died after that. So I think this is it's still really good first couple seasons.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it right in the middle.
3.
Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Because
All right.
I there's a lot more TV shows out there that I love.
Okay. So your 3 is taken care of. Okay. Next, I don't know if you ever did this, but it's one of the biggest shows of all time. Where you put The Walking Dead?
Walking Dead.
Did you ever even watch that?
I have watched a little bit of it.
Okay.
From what I've watched, I liked it. But since I didn't really watch it,
Yeah.
I have to put it in 4.
4. Okay. Okay. So you're leaving that 5 open.
I am, because I just feel like you're gonna throw in something recent, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
And that'll deserve a 6, but we're only giving 5. So
Okay. You know me too well. Next we're gonna do Prison Break.
Prison Break. I've never watched that one. I've never watched that one.
That's like the best show ever.
Off of your judgment, I'll put it at 2.
Okay, dude, you killed this list. You killed it. Okay, I can't get you. Stranger Things. I knew where you're placing that. I know
Number
that's your
one.
goat. I know that's your goat.
Okay, listen. If anybody here is listening, if Stranger Things is not up there, what are you doing, Albina? Albina. Okay, Albina doesn't like the show. She thinks it's she
That's
always goes back to the Russian plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad. Okay,
That's
so
crazy.
was that episode in season 2 where 11 went goth. That was horrible. Doesn't make the whole show horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to get that off my chest.
Yeah.
It's number 5 what I'm thinking it is.
Yeah, you're too smart, buddy. You go ahead and put it at 5. It's The Acolyte. I was trying to get you to put something else at 5. I thought you put something else at 5.
I'm so glad that I left that open.
You killed this.
Give me any other show.
Killed it.
Give me just name off a random show.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Better than that's actually better than most of these too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd
I would
be my
rather
one.
watch that random Disney show where Zendaya is a spy. Have you ever watched that before? Casey, or I think it's like Casey something spy. Better. You could tell me any other TV show.
That's a bold take.
It is better than The Acolyte.
Oh man.
I would rather sit in front of a TV and watch anime in Japanese than watch The Acolyte.
This needs to be clipped.
It's so bad.
Our next reel. Oh man.
That's my take.
Guys, we apologize. I knew this was going to happen when I put this part of the list, but I had to. You're getting an unfiltered reaction here.
I'm done now.
I'm gonna give you a couple seconds.
Oh yeah, I'm reading off. Okay. I was a little nicer.
Take your time.
I was a little nicer.
Okay, all right.
I'm even gonna give you a theme of our movies here. They all have the same theme.
Okay.
I would consider them all superhero.
Okay.
I would consider them.
Okay.
Nerdy. That's what I'll say.
Okay. All right.
I consider myself nerdy. So,
same.
I'm not offending anybody nerdy.
Yep, same.
Number 1. The original Avengers.
You are nicer than me on these. I love the Avengers movie, but the first one I wasn't as big a fan of as the other ones. So I'm gonna go 4.
Okay.
I loved it, but I think you're gonna have some really good ones on here.
Okay. Give me where you would put Star Wars Rogue One. Now, I don't know if you consider this a superhero, so I said nerdy. Just
no. We're good.
I would consider Star Wars to have superheroes.
Without that Darth Vader scene at the end, we're putting it at 5. But with that scene.
With that, okay.
Because it's the best scene in all of Star Wars.
It really is.
Number 3. It is my favorite scene of all Star Wars, and there will never be a better one. There's no way.
No way.
No way.
I think
top 3. Effects.
Top 3 real quick. I think I might put Rogue One at 2 and put where Anakin's sliding down the bank at number 1. I think the emotion there might drop. But for cool effects, that's undoubtedly number 1. Number 3, though, I really liked. Huh?
Luke and the Mandalorian.
I completely forgot about that.
That one
That's
is
now
right
my
there.
number 3. That's
That
now
one
my
is
number
right
3.
there.
I was gonna say in the Kenobi show at the very end,
Oh
where
yeah,
with Kenobi and Darth Vader with the lights and
I
everything.
loved it.
Oh,
I loved it. Yeah, loved it.
that's good
But
stuff.
but
Okay,
yes, because of that scene alone, it has to come at 3. Yes, at
yeah,
least.
at least I think that's great. Um, what do you think about? Where are you placing Spider Spider-Way Spider-Man No Way Home?
Oh man, just because it had all 3 of them in there and the hype of it and how happy I was while watching it. Now I am scared you're going to have another one in here, but I'm going to place it at 1.
Wow, I like that.
And a lot of people have gone back and say they don't like it anymore. But at the
Dude,
time,
they need to stop. They need to
that
stop.
movie's great. That movie's
Don't get
great.
me started again.
That movie's so
Oh,
good. Yes, I love that movie.
how do you feel? You have 2 and 5 open.
I know.
How do you feel about Batman: The Dark Knight?
Man, I knew you were going to do this to me. You
Oh
know
man,
that's my movie. You know that's my movie. That's got to be
you have
2.
to put
That's
it
got
at
to be
2.
2. I probably would have put it 1 though. That's my
That's what I
favorite.
was thinking, and that's why I
Yeah,
said Spider-Man first.
that's my favorite. I didn't know if you put it on there. I should have known. Should have known. I'm not too mad about that, but see if you can see it. I've got Christian Bale up there signed. You probably can't see it.
I could see the frame around it. Bring that in the shot here. Bring it in.
So it's about as dark as you can possibly get. But that is Christian Bale's signature right there.
That's fire.
That's my man. That's my man. My man.
That's fire.
Okay, hit me with the next one.
So at number 5, you left open, and this one is going to be Star Wars Episode 2. So you did great. Episode 2, The Attack
I'm
of
not
the
mad
Clones.
at that. I'm
No,
not mad at
that's
that.
definitely number 5 here.
I was scared you were going to do Revenge of the Sith. And I was going to be upset. But
Nah, I had thrown a little. I think that's a great list, honestly.
I do.
think
I
you
would
could
probably
switch to the
flip.
top 2.
I would flip 1 and 2.
I
But
think
I'm
that'd
pretty
be
happy
great.
with that. Yeah. Not
So
bad.
I just keep looking at my own and see number 5, and I just can't start again.
It's too good.
So
man.
one day you're just gonna have to watch it so I can know. I can just.
I can't. I just can't.
You're gonna have to sit down and we'll watch it together.
There's no way you get through it again.
I
There's
can't.
no way.
I would consider it a challenge if I could sit there and be silent the whole time watching it, and I could only say positive things.
Yeah, you'd fail.
I think I would fail.
Yeah, there's no way you do that.
10 minutes in.
Oh man.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. I've been really liking these. We might keep them in.
Yeah.
And this might be some longer episodes once the NFL starts, but I've been really enjoying them. And go check them out on Instagram, making some reels. Top 5 in about a minute and a half. You don't have to listen to us the whole time.
Not bad.
But you don't get the unfiltered takes. So, you have to stay. You have to stay here and watch that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, great rest of your week. And we'll see you guys next week. You can comment. And
please like and share and subscribe if you're not.
Yeah, that as well. We are about to hit 50 subs on Pastor's Coffee on YouTube.
Yep.
Be number 50.
We're not satisfied with that though. We're not satisfied.
We're trying to hit the 100K. That's what we're gonna do. If we ever hit 100K on YouTube, you're quitting your job.
Yeah, we're done. We're moving together.
And you're coming here, and you're gonna move in.
Yeah. We're gonna have our own studio.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
We got to be careful because we really might blow up.
We're trying to be humble.
We are. It's hard.
We can't be the best at everything.
That's That's exactly right. That's exactly
Best
right.
podcast in the world. Joe Rogan, nothing on us.
Impulsive? Nope.
Nothing.
Yep.
We could get Donald Trump on here too.
We could.
We thought, nah, we're good.
We didn't really want anybody like super famous on here. But
Yeah, we wanted to keep that, Before we get in trouble, let's go ahead and end this episode, and I hope you guys have a great week. Check out all the platforms, Spotify too, if you don't want to watch our faces while you listen to
yep.
it.
I don't know why you
Um,
wouldn't, but
yeah, but it's what it is. But we'll see you guys next week, and then after that week, we'll have some special guests on here.
yep.
See you. Bye.
See you all.